Hey everybody, I'm Arglefumph here with another Q&A video. As usual, a lot of questions about Nancy Drew. Do I play any mobile Nancy Drew style puzzle games? Not really. I've kind of been big on playing silly little cat games on my phone, but they're just like mindless games which go on forever as opposed to actual puzzle solving games. Any plans for a Nancy Drew podcast? No, I don't know what the topic would be. Like, I thought, well, what if I read the Nancy Drew books or play the Nancy Drew games like 1 minute at a time, or, read the book 1 page at a time? Because there are some cool podcasts that do like a deep dive and have like short daily content. But I feel like that's too much. I feel like that would annoy people, and then I'd probably also need a co-host. Like, I'm not sure I could convince my wife to read like these Nancy Drew books chapter by chapter, although it would be like a kind of amusing podcast if, we talked about the book page by page. Have you written your own Nancy Drew style game? Yeah, I did write a couple, the Francie Drew games. So The Mystery of the Missing Mother-in-Law, and then The Secret of the Shady Midnight Caller. Those did not sell very well, unfortunately. You can buy them on Steam if you want to, and please do. I would love it if it got popular, and it was popular enough for me to make a sequel, like a third game. That would be cool. What do I think about Her Interactive during the launch of game number 34? I feel like they did a bunch of stuff to help promote the game. Like, they sent me the package so I could do an unboxing video. Everybody was super excited when they had, the Nancy Drew TV star playing the game, and she had a bunch of special guests. Yeah, like she had the Brittany who does Nancy Drew's voice, and so there were 2 Nancy Drews playing the Nancy Drew game, and I thought that was wild, crazy times. Will you buy a physical copy of the game? No. I can't. The window for ordering the physical copies was closed, and from what I can tell, they kind of messed that up, because it's not Her Interactive, it's their, partner group, Digital River, that took all the orders, and then, 100 days later, actually started sending the orders out, which seems like a long time. It feels like if I was just making the game copies of the game on CDs in my basement, I could have got it done faster. But also, because they sat on the orders for 100 days, it sounds like a bunch of them got canceled, because I've been seeing a bunch of complaints. At least 5 people posted on the Nancy Drew fans Facebook page. It's like, my order got canceled. What the heck? Just out of nowhere, Digital River's like, oh, no, sorry, we are canceling your order. I don't like that group in general, because they're the ones that are responsible for the terrible download policy on the Her Interactive website. Her Interactive has used them since game number 26, I think. But they're the ones that say, okay, you want to download a Nancy Drew game? Great! You can only download it for 30 days. That's the download key only works for 30 days. After that, you're going to have to pay some more money in order to re-download this game that you already own. And that's a pain if you switch computers. That makes me not want to, switch computers and buy a new computer. Because, ugh, I don't want to have to pay a bunch of money for stuff that I already bought. Ugh. So yeah, I do not like that policy at all. And it's I'm not surprised that people already complain about that policy enough. I'm not surprised they had a policy with the physical copies, which was also not so cool. Are there any really good Nancy Drew board games out there? You can watch my videos of me playing board games with my family. Most of the Nancy Drew board games are just Clue. They're Clue, and that's fine. That's fine, but it is basically, if you want to play Clue, just play Clue and pretend the characters are Nancy Drew characters. You get the same experience. Clue Nancy Drew, Nancy Drew Clue Edition. People would buy that, right? Why haven't they made that? Have I purchased any Nancy Drew merchandise? Not really. I did have the one shirt, What Would Nancy Drew Do, at one point, but that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. When do I think Nancy Drew 35 will come out? You know, it took about 4 years for them to make Midnight in Salem. It took about 4 years for them to make Mystery of the Seven Keys. So I'm going to guess another 4 years to make the next game in the series, whatever it might be. That's my guess. Be nice if they made the game faster and it didn't take 4 years. That would be good too. Yeah, I don't know what role the pandemic played in delaying the game, because like I'm pretty sure the pandemic made the game get delayed. Number 34, that is. My favorite funny or amazing moments in the game. Honestly, I like the same silly jokes as everybody else does. I like Joe Hardy going cheeseburger, correcting Nancy for saying hamburger instead of cheeseburger, like it's an important thing. I think that joke is funny. I also like Dwayne Powers making fun of Rick Arlen in game number 2. Professor Hotchkiss, you know, most of her jokes are really good in game number 4. She's not so funny in game 26, though. Like, she's telling things that sound like jokes, but aren't that funny. Like, her line about Weather Monkey, or, oh, Abdullah, he should be on my Archaeologists of the Month calendar. Woohoo! I'm like, whoa, calm down there, Hotchkiss. Do I notice the quirky pop culture references in the games? I guess, like in the most recent game, Mystery of the Seven Keys, there's 2 that people seem to latch on to. There's Elka saying, all right then, keep your secrets. And I'm like, okay, she's quoting the famous line from Lord of the Rings, and it's funny, but I'm annoyed that, like, you know, a minute later in the conversation, Nancy just says the stuff that she refused to say a minute ago. Like, what was that? Like, Nancy's like, no, I'm not gonna say it. Elka says the joke line, and then 30 seconds later, Nancy's like, you know what? Fine, I'll tell you anyway. I'm like, so I guess that line was just written just to get that joke in. The other one is in the library. I think in the humor section they have oh man, gotta remember, it's the Game Grumps guys, because they did a Nancy Drew video based on White Wolf of Icicle Creek, which is like, I shot and I missed, and I shot and I missed, and I shot and I missed. And, you know, that's one of the books in the library, and that's a joke reference people liked. Somebody helpfully left the link to the actual, like, animation, because somebody made a silly, crazy animation of that, and it's like, whoa! How has this thing gotten like 6 million views? It's gotten more views than any video I've ever made. And it's just a bunch of guys saying, just talking over the game and saying the same thing over and over again. They are so hyper in that video, though. That's probably where the funniness comes in. But like, when I play games, I get so nervous about talking over the characters, and they clearly don't care about that. So it makes me go, oh, no. Favorite types of Nancy Drew puzzles? I like the ones that you have to think about. Really, I do like the logic puzzles and the unique ones. It did feel for a while there, you know, when they were making like 2 games a year, that the people who work for the company would just be on the lookout for puzzles. And if any of them found a good puzzle, it would go in a game. Like, I'm sure somebody found Fox and Geese on a puzzle, you know, a puzzle game board, and then they put it in a game. Yeah, I mean, that's what I think. That's cool. Like, just buy a bunch of variety puzzles, get unique puzzles that way. So I do like the ones you have to think about. What Nancy Drew videos am I currently working on? I said this in the last Q&A video. I'm still working on the review of Nancy Drew, Mystery of the Seven Keys, the really long review, which talks about everything. I'm I'm up to the point where Nancy finds all the blueprints, so like an hour away from the end of the game. It's probably still going to be a while before I finish that video. I also want to do like this fan theory video about the one key that Nancy finds at the beginning of the game, because somebody sent her a puzzle via an anonymous text. And I still don't know who sent Nancy that puzzle, who wanted her to find the key. And so I just kind of want to go through the list of various possibilities, see if I can figure it out, do a little fan theory video like that. It would be cool for me to do like a playthrough of the game, just a full playthrough of the game on senior detective mode, like with live commentary. Would be cool if I could get one of my family members to help with that. Probably not gonna happen. And I think the other thing people want me to do is like a character ranking list for a game 34, which I guess I could do that. Yeah, sure. And let me zoom through my other questions here. Painting. Yeah, I do painting. I do like a painting a month, but my last painting was terrible and I don't want to talk about it. Yeah. Let me show my second to last painting. It's Free Willy. It's a Free Willy painting. And this came out pretty well. Yeah, this came out great. I like this painting. I have never done an escape room. I don't have Arglefumph merchandise. I don't know. It feels kind of self-centered for me to try to push a bunch of Arglefumph merchandise. I also don't know like what kind of design I would make for that. Am I in contact with the original team? No. I mean, Little Jackalope has messaged me a couple times, and mostly just the marketing people. So like the 3 marketing people have contacted me in the past, and like presumably I could still message them on Facebook if I ever really needed to, but I don't think I do. Like, what kind of emergency would come up that I like, oh man, I need to talk to the marketing director? Can't think of any. How many books do I read? Like, it varies from month to month. Usually like 10 to 15, but there have been months where I've not been able to read anything at all, and then that makes me sad. Also I like watching movies and TV shows, but it feels like it's like, oh, I could use that time making videos. I feel guilty just, work instead of working at night, just watching. I watched Austin Land recently, and then Mirror Mirror. So apparently I'm into period pieces that are also comedies. So I guess that's my latest thing. I guess that's what Netflix has decided. You like watching these movies, Mr. Gray. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll watch. But yeah, it's like, no, I should be working on a Big Nancy Drew review that I've been, haven't finished after months and months and months. Okay, so I think that's enough for this Q&A video. Thank you for watching. Bye.